about the backwards hat? That's a new look. Is that?
No meaning. I actually kind of forgot. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's a short week. Maybe. So yeah. No other meaning.
You did say that this week was going to be a fun challenge for you guys. What have been some of the challenges in making sure they're prepared for the game?
Yeah, it's there's a lot to it, especially when you play, in a night game and a tough opponent, a different time zone. You come back. I mean, there's a for the team, obviously the sleep and just recovery factor, coupled by it being late in the season. So we got that to do a great job there. You're obviously trying to get prepared, as a staff and get them ready and trying to balance how many reps that you do on the field during the week, taking all those things in consideration and kind of trying to find that right mix of on the field time and also getting their bodies back so that they're ready to play Friday night. So, fortunately we got an experienced staff. We've definitely, a lot of us have been through some of these short weeks, and we certainly leaned a little bit on some of our guys that have spent real time in the NFL. The NFL does this with older bodies, and then they do, occasionally some Sunday to Thursdays, which is a whole different animal. So it's been good being able to pick the brain of this staff and try to put together the best plan we could.
What feedback did you get from the conference on the intentional groundings? I think the first one, that looked like there was a receiver in the area. The second one, I think you were pretty upset.
The first one was the main one I was really upset about. We have not gotten the feedback yet. It may be there now. I've had a chance to look at it today. I know what the feedback will be on that one. My youngest daughter Stella could do that one. So, we'll see what they say on the other ones, but the one was pretty obvious. It was just a miss.
What does it feel from the guys getting a Friday night game? Is it different at all?
Yeah, I think sometimes, at this point in the year, just a little bit of a change in schedule can kind of, it can kind of pep you up a little bit too, where, practices have been pretty short, a little bit less field time and you don't really have time to, do much other than just get ready to go. And it feels like we just got home from Lincoln and then like we're getting ready to play this thing. But in a way, they've been energized by it and excited. And, we've challenged them that, look, if we don't make the schedules, we just got to be ready to play when they tell us. And like the great competitors, they rise up and embrace this. And that's what we got to do.
The CFP polls or rankings came out yesterday. USC's number 19. I know you probably don't pay too much attention to rankings, but does that show progress from where you started at in the beginning of the season?
I've just never given credit to them. I've seen it, been a part of the CFP thing for a while. Been there when it was just 4, and I can remember, us at OU going from 3 and losing a tough game, and all of a sudden we were at 18 or 19, and it was like, oh God, you're not going to go in the playoffs. And that's when it was 4, and then almost every year we ended up in the playoffs. So there's a lot of football left to be played. And there you got obviously a handful of teams that have put themselves in position to do some great things. Unfortunately, we're one of those teams right now, so that's great. But it's going to be what you do with this opportunity, and as we've seen all the different upsets and all the different things that have happened throughout this year, it's going to be even crazier this month, and that's what makes it great.
What's been the emphasis on the passing offense this week in practice to try to get back on track?
Complete passes as a start. Just sharpen. Nothing. When we looked at it, there wasn't anything egregiously wrong. We gotta call it a little bit better. We gotta throw it a little bit better. We gotta catch it a little bit better. We gotta be a little sharper on routes. We gotta protect a little bit better. There wasn't one part from the game the other night. You're oh my God, this is so terrible. We've thrown the ball as good as any team in the country. And so, if we have a tough one, we're going to go back to work and clean the things up and be ready to go.
Coach, what have you seen from this Northwestern squad?
They're a really, really good group. They play a very complementary style of football. Their offensive and defensive and special teams really fit well together. We can tell that, they've got a really good plan for how they want to win and how they want to be successful, and they're committed to that. They got some guys that have been in that program a long time that you can tell are very experienced. And yeah, they challenge it in all areas. They play very hard. They're a very well coached team. I got a lot of respect for the guys coaching them, because you can tell by watching their guys play that they're getting coached at a high level.
Has the response from your guys been a slightly quicker turnaround for this week?
I think so. Yeah, I think they've been ready to go. The energy's been high. I think enjoyed a little bit the change in schedule, and yeah, so far we've attacked it, and we'll find out Friday night.
Northwestern's done well kind of limiting big plays for opponents. How do you fight like maybe frustration, because you guys have hit a bunch this year?
Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely be a big part of this game, but it's a big part of every game. You know, they do a good job. I know I mentioned it yesterday. They do such a good job of, they just don't give up things. You know, when you see people make a play against them, they typically just made a really good play. It's not, there's very few like busts or miscommunications where they just give somebody a freebie. I mean, I've always said like that's one of the, I think, qualities of great defenses. They make you earn every yard, and this group does a really, really good job of that. And they got some guys that have played a lot of ball for them. They're just very steady, very fundamental sound.
Last week you told the guys to burn the boats. Just how do you sustain that mentality and keep building on that?
Yeah, that's, you know, it's more than a one-game mentality for us. I mean, we kind of know what this part of the season is, of this stretch of ball, and because we've won a lot of games, we've made this pretty important, and so that's how it should feel. And so a lot of big challenges ahead. Obviously, this one coming up, and we've got to be able to carry it in every week, because this is what you do it for. You know, this is, you work all year, you work in some cases for years to put yourself in opportunities like this. So yeah, this is the fun part.
Do one more?
Coach, 8 games in, what are you most proud of about this group, and what do you want to continue to work on the most?
I think I'd say I've been most proud of, I feel like we have, the way we've overcome the number of significant injuries and missed time on both sides of the ball would be the thing I'm most proud of, because it hasn't been a very good year for that, and we've largely been able to overcome that. You know, I think the thing that I'm looking forward to seeing the most is how well we really accelerate here at the end of the year, you know, and our goal of playing our best football right now is kind of right there in front of us, and what a time to do it. So this is the time we've taken a lot of steps in this program over the last few years. This is a time to take another one of those steps.
Thank you, Coach Riley.
Yep.